Hey, you guys, how are you? I think I have 2 hours to go before I said that I was going to go live within 24 hours. I'm not going to go live within 24 hours. In fact, I thought I was going to go live last night, but we were still in the midst of getting this desk together. It has a motor on it because it goes up and down. I splurged on myself so I could have a really nice desk. And so I saw this tweet thread that I want to make sure that I read aloud to you guys. Okay, so you can just enjoy the view. I do have the Crow Tarot said, "Hey, here I am. I might want to have something to say about all this." So I'll be holding my Crow Tarot cards as I read this along. But so Eric Garland had quoted Adam Davison. Who is he? He is author of The Passion Economy at passioneconomy.com, CEO 3 Uncanny 4, maker podcast with our mayor and Sony Music. So this is incredibly interesting. And I have my cards. And okay, so here we go. He says, fun project you can do at home for free. Look at public records for Trump's Aberdeen property. There's the link. Look for accounts for a small company. Start with 22 August 2007 and do every year after. So I'm going to click on this in a new window, and this is betacompanies.gov.uk. Oh, Trump International Golf Club Scotland Limited. Company number. So this is a company, filing history. He wants us to start at 2007. People, more. Okay, so anyway, you can see this. I am not going to go through all of this, but there's a link. That's what it looks like. So he says, go to that link right there. Look for accounts for a small company. Start with 22 August 2007 and do every year after. In a spreadsheet or notebook, write down tangible assets, creditors, cash on hand, and keep going through 2012 and on. A fascinating story emerges. In the midst of the financial crisis and housing bubble bursting, when Scotland was in economic crisis, golf resorts were struggling. Aberdeen in particular was in economic freefall due to end of North Sea oil exploration. This one mediocre golf resort outside Aberdeen was appreciating in value by millions every year. Specifically, each year the Trump org lent itself millions from New York to Scotland, spent it all or did something with it, because they had no cash on hand at end of year, at the self-proclaimed tangible value increased by the same amount as the loan, even though the actual market tangible value was collapsing. They did no work on the grounds for the first several years and then did minimal work afterwards. It starts slowly, but by 2010, we're talking about real money, tens of millions disappearing. If this feels confusing or hard to follow, just send the company's house accounts to an accountant in your life. They'll see at a glance. Then do the same for Turnberry, Duneberg, and to the extent you can, Doral. Same story, though the others are harder to work because of multiple ownership over the years. Compare the dates and dollar-pound amounts to other projects at the time. What you see is a New York, quote, real estate, end quote, company claiming to be spending hundreds of millions of dollars on consistently money-losing golf projects in a country overrun with money, losing golf courses. This is, he says, his own money, but if you look at his public accounts and the data Michael Cohen provided, he doesn't have this kind of money. Also, think of all you know about Trump. Does he spend hundreds of millions on long-term projects that bring minimal glory? One possibility, Trump so believes in the long-term value of resort golf in Scotland that he invested every penny he had, including huge amounts of money he never talked about because he's modest. He signed on to a 20-plus year plan to work through the slow-moving Scottish planning process to put all his chips on a project that could only return a profit long after he's dead and would bring minimal glory. Or he has a scheme to hide the source and destination of money through a nonsensical business. I'm betting the latter. I have shown these docs to many accountants, former prosecutors, an FBI agent, and others. Everyone agrees there is something profound here, clear evidence of hiding money. But work needs to be done. Whose money? Where does it come from? Where does it go to? Some interesting observations. It's relatively small until 2010, then begins to explode as if there is more money coming in than they know what to do with. He met Anar Mammadov in 2010. He uses golf to process his wealth. Money goes up more in 2014. He met the Agalarovs in 2013. They use golf to process their wealth. I have to interject about this 2013. 2013, I believe, is when Miss Universe was in Moscow. That was in November 2013. Go look at Donald Trump's Twitter timeline in November. He talks about Emin Agalarov a lot. There is another researcher, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I think it's Venture Capital. She did the legwork on this, and in 2013 at the Moscow Miss Universe pageant, that is when Emin Agalarov and Donald Skyped together to Putin. And that's when Putin told him he was going to run for president. Later in that year, if you look at his Twitter timeline and you look at the deals that are being made, right after that Miss Universe Moscow, you will see that he's like got all these like new deals in Eastern Europe with like hotels and construction projects. Like those were the gifts that he was given after Miss Universe Moscow. Very interesting. But I digress. Okay, so we only know this much. Okay, so he met the Agalarovs in 2013. They used golf to process their wealth. We only know this much because of UK transparency laws. Similar pattern at Doral, but US is much worse on transparency. All in all, the picture is clear. Trump was at his heights of fame, but his lows of business. After a career of never using his own money, he all of a sudden starts spending hundreds of millions in money, losing golf resorts in nonsensical ways. You know, kind of like his casinos. For serious reporters and investigators, DM me or send an untraceable email to trustblegreen@protonmail.com. This is a story. So, that is quite the story. Oh, look up here in the corner. There's Betsy DeVos again. Okay, so remember, whenever Donald needed interference in the past, it used to be that's when Jill Stein would pipe up with some weird thing. Then it was Tulsi Gabbard. If he was in real trouble, then it was Betsy DeVos would pitch in. Betsy is in trouble. She is taking the spotlight. And it's all to create a conflict, a controversy, to distract. So we're screaming about schools, and we're not looking at what we should be looking at, his money. So the Crow Tarot, let's see, make sure I got this going the right. Oh my gosh, they're all falling out. I told you, this Crow Tarot, this tarot deck is the deck that wanted to be seen. And so I've got it right here. So what do we know? Show us tarot. Which way is this going? That is Trump, Scotland. You know what? I'm going to open this back up. I just told that story. We looked at Trump International Golf Club, Scotland Limited. Okay, tarot. Where's my camera? There. Show me Trump International Golf Club, Scotland Limited based on this tarot read we have. The World. Trump International Golf Scotland Limited. The World. Yes, we know. Ooh, look at, I'm going to put this up here. Look at this. I have a little, look at that. I have a little ledge to put my devices to charge. Let's see if I go there. Well, I need this light on. So brighten it up. There we go. Okay, so this is Trump International Golf. Our friend says, look at, accounts for a small company. He brought up Trump International. So he wants us to look at tangible assets. Tangible assets. That would be the magician. He wants us to look at creditors. Falling due. Here's the creditor. The creditor is the hermit, the investigator. So the creditor is someone who is looking for a place, the right place to put their money. Cash on hand. 5 of Swords. That's the mafia. The mafia takes the cash on hand. There's the devil. The devil has been Putin for me. And there is the 3 of Pentacles. Dark money. Very interesting. So we have the magician, the hermit, the mafia. So, you know, this magician shows up as several people for me. I want to know, Tarot, what does this magician card have to do with North Korea? Put the devil. So I want to know what the magician card has to do with North Korea. Let's put this right there. We have, the 9 of Wands. Oh my God. You guys, I have said that the 9 of Wands, those, that is the burden, the financial burden for Donald. I've said in the past also indictments. This reversed is that those money burdens, he's getting relief of that. If it's on the world stage, to me, that feels like the burdens of this being kept secret, the burdens of indictments is falling apart. What else does the magician have to do with North Korea? The Page of Wands. A young man, a young person, with news about tangible assets, financial burdens. He's being told what to do. This is not him. He is getting news. He's being told what to do. For the Trump organization. This is a bigger organization telling him what to do. And so I asked, what does the magician have to do with North Korea? The North Korean government. That's what the magician has to do. Creditors. Someone is looking to be a creditor. Tell me about that. What does a hermit have to do with Russia? What does the Hermit actually have to do with Putin / Russia? We have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands has been Donald's inners. It's also been obstruction. It's also been fighting. That's what Putin is all about, making a mess of government, fighting and obstruction so no one can see what you're doing behind the scenes with what you're analyzing and doing secretly. I have Magnitsky, Sergei Magnitsky screaming through my... I have always said that Donald took Sergei Magnitsky money. That is what fund... Oh my gosh, it is great. This is Sergei Magnitsky. Because of the Magnitsky Act, they needed a place to put the money. What else? Russia. Putin, oh God. So the Seven of Pentacles is an investment. So the Hermit needs to find a place to invest money because the government of Russia is in trouble with Sergei Magnitsky. They need to invest their money somewhere else. And that is the Two of Pentacles. And this is how they gently and ever, oh my God, this is how they take one step at a time with one little deposit here, another little deposit here, and they just keep doing this back and forth to stabilize themselves, hopefully create some balance, and get their money. That is the Hermit. We have North Korea, Russia. We have the Mafia for cash on hand. What does this have to do, the cash on hand, with the Trump dynasty? Dynasty Trump. No, dynasty. What does this Mafia card have to do with that? The Five of Pentacles. The Trumps are poor. They're so indebted to Putin. It's poverty. They are so in debt. They have no cash. They just have creditors. They are just the machine doing the thing that Putin wants them to do. They're nothing. They're empty. They're broke. And the Three of Swords is their betrayal to the United States, their treason. They're done. Everything Trump touches dies. And Russian strength. They think that they are strong. It's actually the Russian mafia that is so strong. See that? So there you go. That is what's going on with the accounts for a small company starting in August 2007 when we consider tangible assets, creditors, and cash on hand. This crow duck tells me we are moving on. I'm getting so many strong messages. Stop doing what you're doing. I can still do my check-ins, but we are in a new era. And the crow is everywhere. It is on every continent. It sees everything. I just think of it as the observer. It does what it does. It is just who the crow is. It is omnipresent. I don't know if it's omniscient, being all-knowing, but it certainly has eyes everywhere. And so that is the Crow Tarot. Everything's opening up, you guys. Okay, I will be back later. I don't know when, but I will be back. I will do the third quarter moon because it is quite a doozy. It is sandwiched right between the Saturn-Pluto conjunction and the January 10 eclipse, and we're in eclipse season. So we'll talk to you soon. Yay. Bye. Please click like on this video if you like this video. See you soon.